Hey everybody, it's Ellen here once again and Dr. Mosier. And I just want to, first of all, congratulate you. You just received your first adjustment, and that is huge. So you should be very proud of that. And then next is you're probably sitting on ice or you're about to be sitting on ice. And that is so important, especially after your first adjustment. What we're working on here is reducing the inflammation and allowing sore spots to not be so sore, because soreness is okay. It is natural. So, now that we've got you adjusted, we are going to share with you more about chiropractic and our story. So, Doc?
Yeah, really, I want to share three things with you, really to get better results, right? One is don't get, don't put off getting the problem checked. And I'll give an analogy. Someone may be watching this and they're coming in because of migraines, just like you, or they're coming in for sciatica. Let's go with migraines, for instance.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden, their wrist hurts. You know, they may have slipped on ice, fell on their wrist. Well, say something to me. That way I can get that checked, because we're going to be constantly working together, working on your joints, your spine, and your extremities.
Yep.
Right? Number two is don't cover up the problem. And I use this analogy. You got four teenage boys,
Okay.
and they're going down to Florida, and they are super excited about being on the beach.
Mm-hmm.
So they're driving down, and all of a sudden the oil light comes on. And instead of going to a actual mechanic, they go into Lowe's, get some heavy-duty duct tape, and they cover up that light.
Okay.
Now this is the same thing as someone who takes some Tylenol or ibuprofen, or we even have patients that take hydrocodones, you know, heavier drugs that to deal with these ailments, right? And what is that really doing? And we all know that it's covering up the problem. The American way is there's a pill, there's a potion, there's a lotion for anything. And so we want to avoid that. We want to avoid covering up the problem. Get that tape off of the dash and go to a mechanic. Let's get things fixed. The third is really dealing with missing appointments. And I'm gonna share a story with you guys. You remember this. I really like biscuits and gravy.
Yep.
And I thought, I'm gonna make me some gravy, some biscuits and gravy. And so as I was making this, I looked up the recipe, and it had this much milk you have to put into it, and this little amount of flour. And I thought, that's silly, that's absurd. So I cut the milk in half and doubled the flour. What did I end up making?
Something that wasn't biscuits and gravy.
No, yes, I made paste. And this silly story, what I'm talking about is when someone misses appointments, and obviously life happens,
Yeah.
of course, but when someone misses appointments, you're messing with the ingredients, and really what we want truly is for people to get the best results possible.
That's right.
So
So to add to that, to get those best results, you know, obviously we're going to be doing adjustments, but we're also going to be doing some therapies right here in our office. And we basically have three therapy modalities that we take advantage of. One of them is called cold laser therapy. The other is vibration plate therapy. Would you like to share with them those two therapies?
I would love to. So laser therapy, and I'm so proud that we have this device, because what it does, it's an infrared light that stimulates the cells deep within the tissue, the injured tissue that we're talking about, and it will stimulate the cells in such a way that the cells have more energy. And if the cell has more energy, then you have more protein synthesis. Really, what I'm saying is there's tissue repair faster, which is absolutely phenomenal. And the results we've gotten with this are amazing to me.
Yeah.
The other is the vibration plate. And the vibration plate, it's the same technology that they use down in Kentucky for these $1 million racehorses. So what we're doing is we're treating you like a $1 million racehorse.
That's right.
But what it's doing is that vibration, that mechanical proprioception stimulation, is getting the lymphatics, getting the blood flow to move, but we're using it as a chiropractic office to restore the curve in the neck, because that is ultra important.
Mm-hmm. That's right. The third therapy that we offer in our office are massages. And I'll just go briefly into massage therapy. A lot of times people think of massages as a fluff, a luxury thing to do and get done. And of course it is. You know, it's great to relax. Our bodies are not trained to relax very often. So we allow these massages to relax you, but we are using them for more therapeutic massage. So our therapists are trained to do deep tissue therapy, trigger point therapy, really working along the spine where your main concerns are, to allow those tissues to relax, but also work out those kinks. Because once Docs is working structural on the spine, we're going to be working on the structure of your muscle tissues too, to allow your body to adapt to these new changes. So it's very important that the tissues and our bone structure are all healing and doing a good process together.
Really what you're saying is the body works as a unit. You know, you don't just have a set of bones, you're not just a bag of bones, and you're not just a bag of muscles, which really I am, you know.
Oh yeah.
But, you know, we're in unison.
That's right.
We have to work together, and that's why our office is a little different than a lot of other offices. We got the structural, we got the muscles, we got it all.
Yeah. So to add to that, so what we're doing here in our office for you, we have also equipped you though with some very important things that you can be doing at home to help yourself out. One of which is icing, which we've taught you today how to ice. And so we just encourage you to continue to do that. Even in the wintertime, it's harder because it's naturally more chilly outside.
Yes.
But we need to get the inflammation out of there. We need to get those adjustments to actually set. So icing, and we also have vitamins, and then we also have what's called a spinal hygiene kit. And I'm going to go through the spinal hygiene kit really quickly. We have exercises in this kit. One is a wobble seat, which you'll be more familiar with in the front of our office. And you sit on the prickly side, and you move your hips forward and back, left and right. And it's basically giving you the pumping action that your spine needs to get the cerebral spinal fluid up and down the spinal column to fill your discs nice and thick, keeping them healthy. The other two exercises in that kit are the TheraBand. We want to strengthen those neck muscles. It's going to allow for your curve in your neck and in your low back to be formed correctly. And then we have the rolls, where you're going to lay in your bed and you're going to put a roll behind your neck and one behind your low back. We are molding your spine, and we're retraining your spine to do what it is designed to do. And that's hold you all together in one unit as a body. Now, we also encourage you to go through your ranges of motion. We do that at our neck and at our hip area. That way we know, okay, I'm moving properly. I know where I'm restricted and I need to get an adjustment, and I know when I'm not restricted and I have my full ranges of motion. We are going to teach you all of that right here in our office so that you can be working on these things at home. Now, I did mention vitamins, so would you like to elaborate on that?
Yes. So really, we're giving you some homework, and yes, I don't mean to take you back to school and you have all these homework assignments and you're writing papers and all that, but you mentioned icing, you're icing at home, you're doing your spinal hygiene. Well, some of you are going to receive vitamins, right?
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, I'm really proud of these vitamins, and the testimonials that we get on just our vitamins alone is remarkable, because you get either men or women's multivitamin,
right?
But you also get a nerve, bone, joint support. Essentially, with our vitamins, what you're getting is the building blocks to speed up the healing process. These are not your toxic-filled vitamins that are cheaply made. These are real deal vitamins that people get a lot of benefit out of.
So Doc, I've got some questions.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, you watching this, you may know the answers to these, but I just have to know. So have you ever ridden in an ambulance?
Well, I haven't. But speaking to some of our EMT that come see us, it costs about $1,000, which is, I think, a really expensive Uber ride.
Well, I've never been in an Uber either, but I definitely don't want to be paying for an ambulance ride. That's for sure. And I'm not going to tip them at the end of that ride. So, hopefully, that doesn't become something you have to encounter, right? So, I got another question for you.
Yeah.
Okay. Surgeries. Okay. Have you ever had a surgery?
I have not.
Okay. All right. So, if we're talking about somebody's back and the discs, it's really thinned, so they're thinking about going in and doing a fusion. What is the dollar amounts for that?
A fusion would be where they put rods and pins, and this joint doesn't move anymore.
Okay.
Between 90,000 to 150,000.
Wow. So we don't want to spend that kind of money, right? So let's just dial it back a little bit.
Yeah.
So you've told me this before, but it's a surgery, but it's not any fusion or anything. It's a laminectomy.
Mm-hmm.
Can you explain to us what that is and the cost of that?
Yeah, so laminectomy is the removal of the lamina. The lamina is just the back end of right here, trying to open up space here.
Okay.
That costs about $50,000 to $80,000.
Okay, so still way too much money.
Yes.
I don't want to be spending that either. Okay, I want to take it back one last step.
Okay.
I'm in a lot of pain, and I've heard that cortisone shots work wonders. That way I don't have to have surgery, probably not going to ride an ambulance. What is that going to run me?
Those run between 150 to 250 per shot.
Okay. Now how often can I get those?
You can't get those more than 3 times in the same area.
Okay.
Would you like to know why?
Why?
Well, it will deteriorate the bone. So cortisol is a chemical, a hormone that is produced in our body. So that cortisol, if there's too much of it, it will break down the joints, the ligaments, the tendons, and deteriorate your bones.
Okay. So really doesn't sound like one shot hit wonder is going to work for me. So that's going to lead up to thousands of dollars, right?
Yes.
Okay. And all right. So I got to think about this because I remember when we first opened our business here in this office, we met a young lady and she was phenomenal, full of energy. You remember that?
Yes.
You could hear her from the back of the office when she came in. Yes. Okay. But for some reason, she didn't sign up for care with us that day.
Yes. She wanted to save some money. And she went to another chiropractor, so bravo to that. That's
right.
good.
I mean, if they get chiropractic care, it's better than alternative.
Yes. The unfortunate thing is how she treated the chiropractic treatment is, I'll just go when I want to, and well, 4 years later, she came back.
Right, because we did updates on our exams and our x-rays, so we had that great comparison of, here's when you first came to us, here's when you now come to us, and things were significantly worse. And she felt worse too.
She could barely walk when she came back.
Right.
Because her feet hurt so bad, she couldn't mow her yard anymore. But you remember, I showed the whole team her x-rays. The bone spurs got significantly larger.
Yeah.
So it's really neat now seeing where, now that she decided, I want to do this. I want to get fixed. Right? And so we did. And she's mowing her yard now. She doesn't have to take, painkillers for her feet anymore. It is absolutely phenomenal seeing how transformational her spine could be, even though there was years of damage.
That's right. And that's talking about, pain in your body, right? But my story, for instance, I had migraines and I didn't know that structurally that chiropractic could come into my life and take migraines away. And it has been a wonderful thing for me. I've even learned some lifestyle changes that I had to get used to, which was hard. I really like my diet sodas. I had to give those up because of the aspartame. Just things like that you just don't know until you know. So my life has been changed, and because I'm not dealing with those, my blessed husband here doesn't have to worry about them anymore. And my children now, they don't have to see mommy, down and out, not being able to be the mommy that I'm supposed to be, right? So, yeah, chiropractic is awesome, and it's whole body. So.
And truly, we're excited about you and being a part of this journey with you.
Yep, and that all starts today. So we're glad to be here. We're glad to have you on board because we know, without a shadow of a doubt, you are going to get a whirlwind of lifestyle changes, and we're ultimately going to give you your life back.